Yeah, Skande asked about the Mill Druid deck. That's a cool deck and it's a cool idea, but holy crap, those games. Crip, anytime he wins, it takes forever, and a lot of times he loses, and it also took forever. And it's just like, and it doesn't even have a very good win rate. So it's like, well, do you want to sit around rank 15 forever?
I've been
If you don't
having
care about that, then and you just want to have fun playing a crazy cool deck, then do it.
I've been having problems with Constructed lately. Um, I built just like a silly super token Enhancer Mechano Paladin deck, and
Mm.
I've been having so much fun playing it that I don't want to stop playing it, but it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been playing Zoo,
I feel like
and
you need to link a deck list or something.
yeah, well, it's just Zoo is it's just crazy. Um, it just works. Like it just kind of works, and like no matter what matchup you get, you can win. And yeah, it's like not as good against certain matchups, but it's like I can beat Hunter because I just am faster than they are, and otherwise you're just frustrated as hell. But I was playing Zoo and I was playing Paladin, and once I get to rank 5, I'll maybe switch it up depending on what's going on. But I've been considering doing stuff like throw one Enhancer Mechano in there because there's so many times where I have 5 minions on the board on my turn, and if I could, shield a couple up or give a couple Wind Fury, um, that would really, really change how I'd play out the next turn. It's that's a deck where you consistently have minions on the board, so it would work there too, probably.
Yeah, like I mean, there's some there. I feel like there's a way to make Enhancer Mechano work because when he does work, it's just beautiful. It throws such a freaking wrench in your opponent's plans because it's like, well, shit, there's just a bunch of stuff I have to look at. Or that has Wind Fury, that has Taunt, that also has Taunt, and then there's like 3 Divine Shields. What the fuck is going on?
I saw actually Karma put it in her handlock deck because if you
Really?
could give a giant Wind Fury, it's pretty sick.
And you know
So,
what? If you
yeah.
give it Taunt or Divine Shield, it's not it's not a bad
Yeah,
thing
it's not
either.
bad. either,
Any
yeah.
result is good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
The problem though is that it doesn't. It does. Oh, here you go. So yeah, Tapper B just said it's great, but it's a win more card. It's a card that
exactly.
if you don't have creatures on board, it's a 3/2 for forward. It sucks. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. The win more cards are so bad, but it's so much fun. It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
Yeah, it really is.
That's such an issue.
I see. I feel like with that Zoo deck though, that's a deck it could work in because every freaking creature already has like death rattles and all that kind of stuff. So it's just hard for the opponent to clear your board. And then if you can play that and then do stuff like because you also have a lot of cards that buff, right? So if you play Enhanced Mechano first, then let's say you get Wind Fury on one of your random little imps that you got from Implosion. And then now it's like, oh, cool. Now I can, give him +2 attack and swing twice. And, you've got buffs you could play after. So it could give you lethal in situations where you don't. And in situations where you have a board, but you only have 2 cards in hand, it's like if I tap into a card, then I get that could be a big swing. Not necessarily win more, but a big swing card too. So
Yeah.
in that deck, I think because you're always kind of teetering on the edge of like, I'm going to get blown out by AoE anytime now. Just please don't AoE all my crap down because I only have 2 cards at a time. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting card.
Yeah. Dills, if you have a moment, do you have one story from the holiday you'd like to share?
A story from the holiday. Not really. I mean, all we really did. So we went to Seattle. I went out. It was rainy as hell. I had a good time. Played some local guy at shuffleboard. He just destroyed me. I'm apparently terrible at
I
shuffleboard.
used to play so much shuffleboard when I worked
Yeah.
at the retirement home.
It's really hard, actually.
Yeah.
I was like, I could get this, and then we started playing. I was like, nope, I cannot get this.
It's tough and surprisingly fun.
Yeah, so I did that. Oh, we watched the interview on Christmas Day.
I did that too.
Yeah, it was like, come on, how can we not watch this? Like, there's been so much freaking talk about it.
I had a surprisingly good time with that movie. I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, the first like 45 minutes were really funny, and then it kind of fell flat on its face. It got really boring at the end. I was like, oh God, just kill him already and go home.
Yeah, I feel like right after the first big meeting with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Because that was just so amazing. And then everything after that kind of slowed and slowed and slowed. Which is hilarious. It's like it's super violent at the end, kind of out of nowhere. But it still seems like so slowed down compared to the first half.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's see if I can find this. I'm going to find you my current zoo list, Jocelyn, and you can check it out.
Hooray.
Although you'll have to have some GVG cards. I don't know that you do have. You probably have. This doesn't really have
like all the GVG cards.
Yeah,
I think I'm only missing like
crazy new
2
legendaries or anything in it. Oh, another really cool thing I found, which I don't know if you guys are using. It's been around for a while, but I haven't really been using it. Is Hearthstone Deck Tracker. You guys check that out?
No, I haven't.
So you have to like go to their GitHub page and like download their little software file or whatever, and you have to unzip it and then install it. But what it does is it's like this thing that just pops up and it actually puts your deck list on your Hearthstone screen, like on the screen, and then it tells you what you have left in your deck and what the opponent has already played. So you can track what you've already played and what you have left in the deck and what they've already played.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I do on like my Notepad application in another window.
Yeah.
Just,
It's essentially just like an easier way to do that rather than having to do it all on your own.
Yeah. Nice.
And it actually works really well.
Nice. Jocelyn, do you have a holiday story you want to share? Like, I don't know, singing karaoke with your mother or...
God, no, I don't sing. No, I don't know. I had a really, really, really quiet Christmas, New Year's, everything. I saw my brother. I never see my brother, so that was really cool.
I didn't know you had a brother.
Right?
Younger or older?
Younger. He's 27.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's technically still my age for a couple more weeks.
Yeah. So we had a really, really good time. Got really drunk on Christmas. Really drunk.
This was the first holiday since I could legally drink where I didn't have a night where I was just plastered.
Yeah, we were up till probably like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., solving all the problems of the world.
I was very well behaved this year. And then we played Cards Against Humanity, and I was just like, who needs alcohol? It was a good time.
Yeah, no, it was pretty quiet, but it was really good to see him because I never get to see him. So.
That's awesome. I saw my brother over Christmas. He now has a full-on, honest-to-God mustache, and it's creeping me out. It's really bothering me. I'm not okay with it at all.
Yes!
I'm also editing the show as I talk to you.
That was well timed.
Your yes, Dills helps with editing the show so much. It's hysterical. Where is the beginning of the show? No, that's a little too early. Nope. Nope. There it is. This is great radio.
Want it.
Found it. I found it.
All right, there you go. There's Cancer Zoo. Right there.
Oh, yay. God.
Cancer Zoo?
Called Cancer Zoo. You're a terrible person.
Oh,
No, I'm
my
not.
God. Oh, jeez.
That's what people call it. I don't make this stuff up. I didn't create Twitch chat.
I'm going to show this in the video very poorly by bringing it in here and attempting to size it to a portion that people can actually read. There we go. There's Cancer Warlock, everyone. We got 1 power of wielding, 2 uses and a flame and a fluffer.
I've never heard that name for Zoo ever.
It's just because this is
the Cancer of Hearthstone.
This is like the super fast, ridiculous. Okay, so I have one difference in mine. I threw a dark bomb into mine. So this is, I guess, if I was Raynad, I would say I created this deck because I put dark bomb in it. So there you go. That's the Dills
Okay,
too
chat.
soon.
Just because it's what most streamers call it doesn't make it okay.
Well, here's what the joke is, Jocelyn. We all died of cancer. We all died of zoo.
uh,
There you go.
Yes,
okay, I'm gonna
exactly.
see if I have all these cards.
Yeah, I think literally the only dark bomb, and implosion are the only GVG cards in here.
Have you
Other
guys
than
been a
that,
little disappointed by like? I feel like a lot of the maybe mech mage aside, a lot of the popular decks that are working right now. Like, look at like the priest that's being played at high rank and everything. There's not a lot of goblins versus gnomes cards in it, and like it to me, I'm
yeah,
just
I
like,
mean,
A couple
it's
here and
made
there.
incremental changes outside
right.
of like say mech mage and stuff. Like you're not just seeing just GVG decks,
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly
Mostly,
it's upset Arena to hell and back, but
yeah. Arena is crazy now, but yeah. The thing is that the existing cards are pretty good. So this is like the power creep thing people are kind of concerned with, and which may happen eventually, but it just can't happen yet because something like adding a dark bomb to a warlock was pretty powerful. I think giving warlock a 2 mana 3 damage spell that can go anywhere, pretty cool. So
yeah.
that kind of stuff really kind of helps out. But an implosion is just insane. I mean, throw down a juggalo and implosion something and hit it for 4. The problem I have with implosion, and this is kind of like your crackle thing, but I think to an even more vicious extent, is how swingy that is. If you get 2, it's like it sucks. And if you get 4, it's like you just win the game.
Yeah. I mean, I actually like Implosion. I think this came up the first time we kind of went on the Crackle Tirade 1.0.
Yeah.
Was that I like Implosion just because it does have a fun aspect to it, where Crackle is just boring and.
But it's the same thing though. It's like
No,
I mean, I guess what you're saying, like, but because you don't summon a bunch of imps, and that's
right.
kind of fun. To
Right,
summon
you
chance,
get something. Like I'm gonna cast this, I'll get something out of it. Crackle is just like, well, I just hope it kills it, and if it doesn't, I'm just like, fuck. Like,
I just feel like this card would be fine if it just was 4 mana, do 3, summon 3 imps, like always, and always did the same thing. This card would still be fine, and then it wouldn't swing a game back and forth based on, if it was just its average result every time, it would be a good card,
yeah,
and people would play it, and it wouldn't be like, oh, I got 4, or oh, I got 2, and now I lose or I win. Like, you win based on whether it went off in your favor or not sometimes.
I like T-Sip in the chat room says Implosion is just a 4-mana Soulfire that summons 4 wisps. That's a good card. What you just explained is a really good card.
Anything. Yeah.
And it's
if
not
it was
discarding
a 4
a card.
mana 4 every time summon 4, but see, sometimes it doesn't do that. Sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
So if it was 4 mana, summon 3 imps, do 3 damage. If it was that exact card, no RNG to it. It would be.
I feel like 3 plus 3/1/1s is a little for 4 is kind of nuts. Well, maybe it's
not really,
because now I'm thinking of like Muster and Muster
for battle does
3,
4 damage and summons 3/1/1s every single time, essentially.
Well, saying does 4 damage, you got to. Well, it's a Templar's verdict. It's doing
Over
4 damage
turns,
very
yes.
slowly, and if you're doing it to remove a minion, you're taking a lot of damage.
But you can also quartermaster and buff those ones in a very specific way.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's an interesting card, and it's a card that can be really infuriating, or it can be infuriating for both parties. Is what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
When I use it on something with 3 health and I get 2, and I'm like, it's like, well, now I can't win.
Yeah, no, it's why I hate Crackle, man. It's infuriating for both, because when it happens to you and it works, it sucks, and when you use it and it doesn't work, it sucks. Yeah. So, but
Skunda's got an interesting point. Just have it be always 4 damage and 2 imps, or always 2 damage and 4 imps. That could be interesting.
Way to go. Do it. I'm curious. Implosion seems like maybe it's on the block for some kind of tweak.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I mean, I don't think in its current incarnation it's OP just because of the randomness. So.
Yeah. But it's just like, this is the kind of random, like the direction with randomness I don't want to see the game move towards. Like, I don't want to see a trend towards a lot of these type of cards, and that's really what I was trying to get towards with Crackle. And like,
I much prefer the randomness of, say, Juggalo.
Yeah, exactly. Juggalo
or because it's like, it's only in the instances where I can combine it with things where it becomes out of control, and having to combine it with things should make something really good if I can do that, right?
Right.
Just having something just be like OP on its own if I get the perfect result out of that one card.
Yeah.
It's a little bit annoying.
Yeah, like or any like the boom bots, like that whole. Well, these guys when they die, they do damage, but what it does damage to is random, and the amount of damage it does is random. I still like that because any like you can still game it like to your advantage. You know, it's like, well, I really wanted to kill that thing, so I'm going to trade in this order because this game lets me attack in a certain order as opposed to Magic where everything happens at the same time. Well, kind of. Then you have to introduce a stack, and I'm not going to give everyone a Magic lesson right now, but
I have Gold Implosion. It's going to be amazing.
Nice.
Golden Imps.
Yeah, I don't want to play card flip the game, and I don't want to play coin flip the game, and I don't want to play war essentially, where it's like, let's just flip our cards over and see who's got better ones.
No, exactly. You're absolutely right.
You know? You're
absolutely right. There is a happy medium, and as long as we only have a couple cards like Implosion and Crackle, that's fine. And as long as we have more cards like Juggalo and Dr. Boom, I think the game's heading in a good direction.
Or like those piloted Shredder cards. I mean, those are great. I think those cards have turned out fantastically.
Yeah, they're really.
It just makes fun, crazy situations where you're like, "What, Doomsayer?" You know, it's like, "Oh God, this is crazy."
And that's even and Ragnaros, which is a random card that I actually like and I'm fine with. Those are so much better and more fun than Ragnaros.
Sure. Yeah.
But
Ragnaros, I don't know. I've gotten soured on Ragnaros.
Yeah.
I still like. It's fine. That's like to me a legendary card, right? It's like, oh my God, an 8/8 that just blah like decimates all your stuff.
Yeah, well, like when someone says something like it's funny because it makes me think of Pokemon. Like when what do you think about when you think about Pokemon cards, creme de la creme? You think of Charizard. So when I think of legendaries in Hearthstone, the first thing that pops in my mind is Ragnaros.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is
that's a legendary, right?
Yeah,
like, that's just like, whoa, Ragnaros, the first one. Like when you first saw that card, you were like, damn. That's insane. How is this? You know.
Yeah, and Lotheb I feel like was the next after that, and now we're seeing Dr. Boom be the next one after that. Those are like the top three. Sure. Like these are unquestionably amazing cards.
Yeah, but you know, like there's a lot of situations. It's like I don't know if you watch people play like Control Warrior. Like I'm so tempted to take Ragnaros out of my Control Warrior because it's like when can I play this? Like, when is it safe? It's the same thing with like Tyrion. Like a lot of times you're like, when can I actually slam Tyrion? Because if I slam him and then he just gets dealt with easily.
You know, my rule is after Bolvar. That's what I do. No, I still haven't taken Bolvar out, man, because he is the best bait to get Tyrion to work.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason to run Bolvar, I think. Because I was watching some other show. I can't remember what it was, but I was watching some show and they were talking about, they're like, is Bolvar a good card? And one guy was like, well, here's why he's good. Because if I only have one big threat in my deck, it sucks. So what's my other threat going to be? And he was like, Bolvar seems to work pretty well. So.
Yeah. Well, because if they don't have an answer, he's great.
Yeah.
And if they do have an answer, it's okay. There's plenty of other cards that there's an answer to every card in the game. So, yeah, it always comes back to, well, it dies to removal. Well, you really can't knock it for that because everything dies to removal. So,
sure. Yeah. This is why. This is why like this deck now I put in like the Void Callers and the Jiraxis. I saw Sixo doing it. I'd actually already been playing around with the Void Caller version, but I hadn't been putting in Jiraxis. And when I saw him do that, I was like, that's actually pretty sweet because if you think about like you're going to play your Void Callers anyway, Doomguard was like really the only card you were hoping to get out of your Void Callers before. And, you know, Doomguard is a fantastic card to get out of your Void Callers because, you know, you get the 5/7 without losing the 2 cards. And if you get him out on your turn, he's got charge. He already goes, you know. So, like, what other card can I rightfully play in the deck that I could also get off a Void Caller that would be cool in this deck? And Jiraxis is just, like, fits the mold. Like, doesn't die to Big Game Hunter. Suddenly a 3/15 on the board is just, like, the best way to trade and do all this crazy stuff. And so Sea Giant came out because everyone's playing Big Game Hunter. So you'd play your one Sea Giant with Implosion, and then they'd kill it with Big Game Hunter. It's like, cool. Did all that work to get the Sea Giant out, and now it's just dead.
Yeah, I feel it
doesn't do that.
That's another card I'm really getting down on, and part of it's because I read a lot of Brian Kibler stuff. Is BGH.
Well, yeah, I mean, there has to be like swingy answer cards like that, but I think the thing with BGH is it's so cheap.
They're so cheap, and you can put 2 of them, and every class already has removal. Like I don't having access to that, it just feels like there's too many answers, and we never we never get to see anything cool happen because all the awesome cards, everyone just holds on their removal to deal with it.
Yeah, but so BGH you can play because even if you can't kill even if it doesn't do the thing that it does, it's still like a 4/2, which is fine for 3. And so like that's why that card is like so playable.
Yeah.
Whereas like say like Black Knight, if I can't kill something with taunt, then it sucks. Like it's like, oh, a 6-mana Yeti, cool. Whereas like BGH doesn't totally suck if you don't get
that's the other thing. Like, yeah, like maybe its stats just need to be worse. Like look at Owl, Ironbeak Owl. Yeah, you play it, but God, damn, that's a shitty card.
That's totally suck. They should make it like a 3/2 or something, and then it would be like a real choice to put it in your deck.
I don't know. What do you think, Jocelyn?
She's talking Smite.
I was talking to the chat room. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, what?
You have a microphone. You can talk to the chat room that way too.
Well, yeah, but you guys are talking about whatever the hell you're talking about, so.
She tuned us out. All right.
Completely. Oh, dude.
She does this to me every week.
Welcome to the Aftershow. This is what I do to Garrett all the time.
Every damn week.
Wow. I can't believe I've been leaving you to this all by yourself, Garrett. Be ignored.
Oh, come on. I'm not that bad.
It's pretty much the one-man Garrett show.
Sad.
And every now and then, this blonde Canadian pipes in to say something about Smite or Love Actually. One of those two things I'm really into.
Oh, man. No, seriously, what was the question? What were you talking about?
We're talking about how I'm kind of getting down on the existence of Big Game Hunter and how to fix his overuse.
I like Big Game Hunter. What's wrong with Big Game Hunter?
He makes the game boring and homogenized.
You make the game boring.
But not homogenized, apparently. Okay. Right.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just removal, that's all.
Yeah, but it's insane removal. It's so swingy. So swingy.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how I would change it, but something about like the whole 7-attack moniker, because it's just like there's so many cool cards that are over 7-attack, and they're made so much fucking worse by the existence of this card.
Have one that
but if you load your deck up with 7-attack minions that all cost like 8 mana to play, and they just get killed, like you've lost by the time you can play the third one.
That's the thing, and it's a topic.
But no one's running 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
there's tons of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of double BGHs at the moment.
Maybe I just haven't run into it, and I think the only thing that really gets BGH'd is my Dr. Boom. But usually by that point, I've either won or lost anyway.
But like, okay, so Dr. Boom, we talked about like it's fine. You can still play Dr. Boom, but like people have stopped playing Ragnaros, and people have stopped playing some of these other cards because it's like I can't play this. If I pay 8 mana and then you pay 2 mana to kill it.
This has got to be the 3rd or 4th time we've had this conversation in the history of Angry Chicken about Big Game Hunter. And every time it just goes out of fashion because then you guys are just going to stop playing your big minions, and then people are going to stop playing BGH, and then we're going to start playing your big minions again. It's just a swing, that's all.
Part of my
same as taunt.
Part of my complaint too, because I mean, I don't know. I've been reading a lot of the Reddit lately, and it seems like one of the most consistent pieces of criticism is everyone's a little burnout with aggro being the go-to in rampant prevalency. Yeah. And a card like Big Game Hunter isn't helping. It's making it worse. It's punishing people
harder to play
for trying to play control decks.
Because aggro can run it. It doesn't aggro like actually this zoo deck. I could easily just chuck in a Big Game Hunter and I wouldn't lose a step. Like I'll just like drop this Void Walker. This Void Walker's not doing shit for me. I'll throw in a Big Game Hunter. I only have 2/3 drops, and it's like now I can deal with the big stuff. And I've got 6 things on board, and then you played your big thing, and I'm like, oh, dead. Here I keep on coming, with all my little crappy dudes. So I think we'll so just swingy.
See more handlock then, because I mean they've got 8/8s coming out everywhere.
Sure.
So I don't know. I think it's just a
there is a lot of handlock right now, and handlock is doing well at the highest end currently. But yeah, again, that's just they can play more of them for cheaper, and that's really what they don't pay 8 mana.
No, exactly. Yeah, no.
But
which so then like I guess my argument would be that giants in your deck are the answer, and yeah,
it's just not enough. It's I don't know. There's not enough variety in your control decks or your decks that have a late game plan. We have Handlock and Control Warrior, and that is it.
Yeah,
everything
then only
else
Handlocks
is
get to play big threats. Like that's kind of sucks. Like all the decks should be able to play big threats.
So then put giants in your other decks.
But then your deck is just shitty.
They don't get to draw cards every turn.
But then your deck is just bad. You're missing the point.
Yeah. Like they don't get to. It's not that easy to fix.
The decks that we've currently thought of are bad. I'm not good at building decks. I'm aware of this, but I don't think it's impossible. Somebody originally thought of Handlock.
Yeah.
No, but there is a reason.
I just think that there's probably some sort of innovation out there that can deal with this.
But I think people have tried to put giants in the other decks, and then they were like, "This doesn't work." I have a bunch of giants in my hunter deck, and it's like I don't have this built-in tool called Life Tap that makes my giants really cheap.
So then I would say the problem is not Big Game Hunter. The problem is that Warlock hero power is OP, and that's an argument again that we've had over and over and over because it is OP.
But then you nerf that, and now there's only one deck in existence that has minions that have 7 attack. Control Warrior. Currently we have 2, Control Warrior and Handlock.
So the Mage, remember Giants Mage? That was a thing for a while. Because Mage has so many draw. Like you can play, obviously your Arcane Intellect, and then you can also ping Acolytes and stuff to like draw a bunch. So they were able to play out in Giants fairly cheap, but they don't also have the extra thing of taking their own health away. I don't know. It's just, maybe the problem isn't the Big Game Hunter. Maybe it's Warlock hero power, but I get the feeling that it's Big Game Hunter. Just from playing the game, I get the feeling that it's homogenized what is available to people in their decks. Like
I don't know. I think I'd be interested to give it a little bit more time because this happened to is it Nax with Black Knight because of those freaking sludge belchers?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it'll I think it'll swing. I don't know. I
just think BJ should be a 3.
You guys know me. You guys know me. I hate changing and nerfing cards. I like innovation. So I'm always going to argue that we just haven't figured out how to fix it yet. And that's on us. That's not on the devs. I don't want the devs messing with the game more than they have to.
I don't know. I disagree. I think they should make it a 3 too. I think you should have to pay a penalty for something that powerful. And right now you're not really paying a penalty.
Yeah.
Being a 4 too. Like you pay a penalty in every other card that does something like this. And this one somehow doesn't pay a penalty in stats. It's still a 3/3 for essentially a 3 for it's 6 stats for 3 mana. I don't know. It should be weaker in some aspect, and it's just not.
Yeah, I think just for me it boils down to like when I'm evaluating a card, it just something about it bothers me that I wish everything was under 7 attack. It's like I see something that has like 9 attack. I'm like, oh well, this sucks. It just dies to this card that's been in the game since the fucking beginning.
When you see them with 6, when you see like I remember, when I saw Kel'Thuzad, I was like, yes, big threat that does crazy stuff. It doesn't die to Big Game Hunter. Like, oh man, this is gonna be so good. And the fact that there's one single card in the game that makes you think that way, I think that's the issue. Is like there shouldn't be a card that's just that powerful in so many situations. And yeah. I mean, if in Magic, there's a lot of cards that are like outright kill something, but it's always really expensive or hard to get out for whatever reason. And Big Game Hunter is not hard to get out and not that expensive, and also has okay stats. And it's just like, what's the drawback of this card? How is this hard to play, or what am I paying for? There should be some sort of penalty. It just doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, it's just like, you're absolutely right. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but that's the thing. Like, you know me, Jocelyn. I try very hard not to drink the Kool-Aid of the Reddit and the official forums, but this is the one thing I've seen going around. Just like, yeah. Where's my pitchfork? Let's do this. So
yeah. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, T-Sub's got an interesting point. Priests are even running BGH now. Priests were the class that wasn't running it because they had Shadow or Death. But if you're gonna pay the same amount of mana and also get a 4/2 at the same time, like, wouldn't that be better?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's just
But
there's a
yeah, I
lot
guess
of
if it's starting to make them,
yeah.
go away from class specific cards to, yeah, then that's all. Yeah,
I've
okay.
actually got a big reason to put that into this deck here too because you know what? I want to do it. If Big Game Hunter's so damn good, why is it not in this deck? All right, Big Game Hunter's going in because I also have Abusive Sergeant and Dark Iron Dwarf, where if someone plays a 5 attack minion, I could kill it with Big Game Hunter. So there's like even extra reasons to be able to do this. All right. Well, I'm gonna try leveling
Do you
up a
ever
little bit
really
more with
even
this
get
deck.
to use the 4/2 body? It's only got 2 health.
Oh hell yeah! Then I get to trade with something else, or they have to use removal on it. It still does something.
Hmm.
At some point, 2 health is still something you got to get rid of. You know, a 1/1 is still something you got to get rid of. So it does something. So when you kill an 8/8, and you also have something that then has to get rid of later, then yeah, and 4 health is going to kill
4
Dark
attack.
Cultist. It's going to kill. It's going to kill tons of things. Holy crap! It's going to kill Goblin Blast Mage. That thing's dead. It's going to kill. So it's like,
Leave my
oh
Blast
yeah,
Mage alone.
I kill your Ragnaros, and then I kill your Armor Smith, and then I'm still alive. Whoa! 3 mana, balanced.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm just not just trying to like, I don't know, I'm trying
Yeah,
to meter my response
I've
here,
I've
but
come to dislike the card more and more over time. But it's whatever. I still think Hearthstone is a great game, and I don't think that there's like one card that's like this card is definitely the problem. But if there was, it would be that one.
yeah. Let me
Make it
check.
a 3/2, and it's tough to justify 2 of them. You still run 1, but you'd be making a difficult decision at least. Right now, it's too easy of a decision.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talk so much. I mean, so much about what we talk about on the Angry Chicken is all about what we love about the game, what's great about the game. I mean, obviously, we're gonna have some critique with the game, and this is just what's really kind of grinding my gears at the moment. Other than me trying to figure out how to use paddle shifters in my new car, that's grinding literal gears. I've never learned how to drive a manual, and those things are just
Dude, you're
like
missing out.
damn PlayStation.
Well, yeah. You should know how to do it just in case, Like
When I was
everything
really
went to
young,
hell,
when
zombie apocalypse.
The first
Yeah,
vehicle I
love
ever
driving
drove.
stick. You can just come
was-
get me in the zombie apocalypse, and I'll drive you around.
The first vehicle I ever drove was manual, but it was like a little Daihatsu maintenance vehicle that had like a top speed of 35.
So you were just in like first and second gear the whole time, then, probably.
No, I'd take it on the main road and get it up into third and fourth, but
Oh, okay.
it was I don't remember jack squat about like when to how the hell to do that. I've had automatics my whole damn life.
I miss it so much. I gotta go buy a car, guys.
I don't miss it. I'm cool with my automatic now.
Yeah, my friend.
Yeah,
San
but you're in the
Francisco
city
sucks,
though, and
yeah, San Francisco sucks for
it has
us.
a lot of hills too.
My friend's got
Doesn't
a
it?
Subaru WRX, and she loves it to death, and it's manual, and she has so much fun in it. But every time she gets stuck in like a traffic jam, she's just like, "Damn this thing to hell."
Oh, I used to love it even in traffic. You just sit there with the clutch in, hopping the gears around.
Oh man, no, there's a point. There's a limit to the traffic jam where
Nope.
it no longer becomes fun.
That just means more time with your awesome stick car. That's all.
I don't know about that.
How do I love cars more than you?
I love cars, and believe me, it's something I really, really want to learn. But yeah, there are no damn tracks around here except for a drag strip, which sucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to drive it downtown only because Halifax is really, really hilly right downtown.
No, it wasn't.
That would suck.
I used to have a lot of fun driving around in the like mountains in LA. It's fun.
Yeah, curves are fun. Hills, not so much.
Down with BGH. That's my final thought. All right, guys.
I'm going to
I'll do it
head
for
out
the-
for I gotta eat something right now. I'm starving.
All right.
Starving.
See you guys. Chat room, you've been awesome this evening.
Bye, chat room.
Yes, you have.
Hope you enjoyed our big game hunter tirade.
That was quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
I tried to take the other side.
You failed.
Trying to take the wrong side is hard. It really is.
Really I just don't want to sit here and be like, yep.
You have to try
you guys
so
are right.
hard.
Yep.
Yeah. You could also agree when you agree, you know? I mean, that is allowed. You don't just have to disagree with everything. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, that's true.
Hey, I do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I disagree. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye, chat room.
Bye, chat room. Bye.